Hey, y'all, welcome back. Today, we're checking out some British humor with the first 2 voyages around the world.
2 voyages. One was an absolute disaster, and the other was an absolute disaster. Welcome to Map Men. We're the men, and here's the map.
Map Men, Map Men, Map Men.
Y'all be sure to go to MapMen and like and subscribe. These guys are hilarious. You know, with the World Cup going on right now, people are traveling the world, so this is appropriate. Also, I got new merch. I got a new logo here. It's like a World Cup team shield, and this is a mug. It's on a mug. Also available on t-shirts and hoodies. Be sure to check it out. And a hat. Oh, I got a hat. Okay, Batman, y'all.
500 years ago, everyone knew the world was round, but nobody knew if there was a way to sail around its roundness. And that's because the best maps looked like this. The striking vagueness of the Americas, including whether there was even a way past them, meant no European had ever sailed west beyond them. Wow. But a line on a map meant that all that was about to change. The 16th century seas were ruled by 2 neighbours and naval nemeses, Spain and Portugal. Keen not to get in each other's way, the 2 sides came together in 1494 to sign the Treaty of Tordesillas, which divided the entire world in half between them. Spain claimed everything to the west of this line, and Portugal claimed everything to the east.
Spain and Portugal ruling the world. Wow. Amazing to think. You know, it's what a world that must have been to live in where it wasn't all discovered yet. People didn't know exactly how big the Earth was. People didn't know what was on the other side of the Americas. Well, this map kind of looks like they did, but no one had gone all the way around. It was unexplored. And that wasn't that long ago. You know, 500 years ago? Not that long ago. Very bold of Spain and Portugal to claim it all for themselves. At least they split it up, right? At least they were trying to share.
While the treaty had divided the world equally by area, it had not done so by value. In those days, nothing got people quite as excited as a handful of cloves. They were lucrative and they were delicious, and the spicy half of the world belonged to Portugal. There was no way around the Portuguese monopoly, until, that is, someone unexpected turned up with a proposal. Ferdinand Magellan was a Portuguese naval explorer who knew the Spice Islands like the back of his glove. His life's ambition was to find out if he could get there by squeezing around America and coming out the other side of the map, reaching the Spice Islands from the back. Of course, the Portuguese already had a perfectly sane route to the Spices, so the King of Portugal had no interest in funding such a risky trip. But Magellan was so determined to make his dream come true that he switched allegiances and went to the King of Spain instead. Magellan told King Charles that the...
Did he just throw the cloves down and pick up some castanets? What is he holding? Hang on, what is that? Is that a little pie? Is that a Portuguese snack?
Was so determined to make his dream come true that he switched allegiances and went to the King of Spain instead. Magellan told King Charles that the spice-rich Moluccas Islands, currently owned by Portugal, might actually be in Spain's western half of the world, and Magellan could go and check for him. The king was delighted. And so, in 1519, Magellan began the first trip westwards around the Americas, the most famous, most significant, and most disastrous voyage ever undertaken. Oh no, it wasn't. The most famous, disastrous voyage around the Americas ever undertaken was undertaken by an Englishman. Oh, here we go.
In the 1570s, the globe was still...
It's a competition for ignorance and incompetence. Oh, look at that. Spay-ns. I mean, that is a good question. Where does the line end? They don't know. What a world. Like, for all they knew, there was another continent over there, you know? I think they thought it was a lot smaller than it actually was. And they were just going to go prove it. That's how I remember the story from school anyway, right? Let's just go back and check out that map. This was the best map of the time. Europe looks okay. Italy is a little out of whack. Britain is kind of leaning back to the east a little too much. Maybe that's the way it's, you know, I don't know. Look at Africa. That is very wrong. That is very wrong. Oh, man. Okay. Middle East, as far as I can tell, that looks pretty accurate. Is that the Baltic Sea? I think that maybe that's a little larger than, or maybe that's the Baltic Sea. Oh, I don't know. Oh, no. That's way wrong. Asia's way off. No. I guess that's supposed to be India? Maybe that's supposed to be India? Where's Australia? No. What is all this crap down here? Yeah, I guess maybe that's Antarctica? Is this Sri Lanka? I don't know. This is a crap map, y'all. Look at America. Hey. Oh, wow. Okay, so there's Florida. That might be Cuba. I guess that's the Virgin Islands and Haiti, Jamaica, maybe. There's Mexico. There's the Gulf of Mexico. The Gulf of America. Sorry, excuse me. Wow. So inaccurate. This is, I guess, Brazil? Wow. Amazing. Amazing. They had no idea. They had no idea what was on the other side of all this. Amazing. Okay. People are going nuts for spice, y'all. Risking their lives for tasty food.
Magellan told King Charles that the spice-rich Moluccas Islands, currently owned by Portugal, might actually be in Spain's western half of the world, and Magellan could go and check for him.
Oh, okay. So Magellan was Portuguese. He's like, hey, Portuguese king, let's go see what's on the other side. We could get there quicker, get these spices faster, speed things up. And the king's like, no, we already go around Africa. It's fine the way it is, right? So Magellan's like, well, I'm going to go to Spain. So went to the Spanish king, who was King Charles at the time. He said, hey, King Charles, you might own all those spices and I could go check for you, pay me. And the king's like, all right, let's go get those spices.
The king was delighted.
Delighted.
And so, in 1519, Magellan began the first trip westwards around the Americas.
Wow.
The most famous, most significant, and most disastrous voyage ever undertaken.
Oh no, it wasn't. The most famous, disastrous voyage around the Americas ever undertaken was undertaken by an Englishman.
Don't take the glory away from the Englishman.
Here we go.
In the 1570s, the globe was still dominated by Spain and Portugal, and ambitious Queen Elizabeth of England wanted a piece of the paella. So she called up a sailor named Francis Drake and asked him to sail west to steal as much Spanish gold as he could get his hands on and bring it home to England.
Y'all, those cans with the string works. Long distances.
And asked him to sail west to steal as much Spanish gold as he could get his hands on and bring it home to England.
Making Drake nothing more than a common pirate.
Now that's not fair. If the Queen asked him to do the stealing, that makes him a privateer. A state-sanctioned pirate.
Oh.
Either way, Magellan's voyage was easily the most
Yeah, not much difference between a privateer and a pirate, is there? Actually, interesting. Never really thought about that.
Privateer. A state-sanctioned pirate.
Either way, Magellan's voyage was easily the most honourably disastrous.
That's not what I learned in my history lessons at my English school. Drake suffered more by far, making him the bigger hero.
All right then, let's compare the two voyages. Whoever had a worse time wins this Pate trophy.
You're on. It's time to play Magellan versus Drake. Who had it worse?
Oh, this should be an actual video game. This would be great. Wait, I want to check out this trophy. Let me get a closer look at this trophy.
Compare the two voyages. Whoever had a worse time wins this Pate trophy.
Pate trophy. Oh, it's a trophy made of potatoes. All right, I want that.
You're on. It's time to play Magellan versus Drake. Who had it worse?
Configure sound card.
Magellan and Drake both started with 5 ships,
A full crew, an enslaved translator,
and good morale.
and once their captain stepped aboard,
Hola, hombres. Hello, everyone. They were off. God is with us and the wind is behind us. And almost immediately...
I'm sorry, I missed what he's saying. An enslaved translator, y'all.
and good morale.
and once their captain stepped aboard,
Hola, hombres. Hello, everyone. They were off. God is with us and the wind is behind us. And almost immediately, Drake...
God is with us and the wind is behind us. Hola, hombres.
They were off. God is with us and the wind is behind us. And almost immediately, Drake ran into trouble. Skies look gloomy. His fleet hit a massive storm just off England, and they had to head straight back to Plymouth, spending a month carrying out repairs.
Hello.
A nightmare
Really?
start for Drake.
but 58 years earlier, Magellan was facing a nightmare of his own. As soon as he got to the Canary Islands for their first refuel, he received a letter from his father-in-law informing him that some of his Spanish crew were planning a mutiny against him because they didn't like him because he was Portuguese.
Meanwhile, on Drake's voyage...
Well, y'all, we gotta read this letter. Ferdinand, father-in-law here. It's urgent. Your crew don't really like you. Actually, they hate you. And yes, it's because you're Portuguese. So watch out. Oh yeah, he had a Spanish crew, right? Spanish crew. I wouldn't want my daughter to become a widow. Whatever you do, don't die on this journey. Understand? I know we never really got on that well, so my consideration for you may seem a little odd. Truth be told, I never really got to grips with the idea of my little girl running off with another fella. And you sailor types have something of a reputation, too. But the main reason I'm concerned for you, the main reason I'm concerned for your well-being is I have a business proposition for you. It's not a pyramid scheme, and it's 100% guaranteed to see a return if you can recruit another 40 people minimum to the business. And with the crew you have under you, that should be a doddle. Let's chat when you're back. Best, whatever my name is. It's definitely not a pyramid scheme. Wow, mutiny already.
Because they didn't like him, because he was Portuguese.
Meanwhile, on Drake's voyage, a nobleman on board the Pelican called Thomas Doughty was causing a nuisance. Although he knew nothing about sailing, he was technically Drake's social superior, leading to a...
He's sawing the ship. He's sawing the mast. Okay.
Although he knew nothing about sailing, he was technically Drake's social superior, leading to a constant power struggle between the two. Pull that rope. Don't pull that rope. Turn left. Don't turn left.
Just go straight.
Just go straight. Drake moved the difficult Doughty to a different ship, hoping the problem would just go away.
So, Magellan's panicking that a mutiny is about to happen.
And Drake's panicking that a mutiny is about to happen.
I wonder what's going to happen next!
Oh, wow. Fascinating. I bet when you're out on a ship like that, people start to go a little crazy. It's easy to get disappointed with the conditions, I imagine. Mutiny, right? That'll solve all your problems. Y'all, Mad Men have great ads. Let's watch it.
So far, nothing I've shown Chris and Chrissy has quite fit the bill. But I've got one more property that might just sway them.
Oh, one of those shows.
So, guys, first impressions.
Yeah, it's all right.
Take a look inside.
Mark's playing a man and a woman, y'all.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. Oh, that's lovely.
It's nice, isn't it? Now, I did have to slightly broaden the
nice, isn't
search
it?
area to find this place. So I should tell you, it's actually just over the border in Wales.
Wales? So we'd be abroad? Well, we don't speak any Welsh, Chrissy.
We'd have to open a Welsh bank account, Chris.
And we wouldn't be able to get the same internet as at home.
All right, guys, let me stop you there, because you can get the same internet as you do at home with Surfshark, the sponsor of this video. Surfshark is a VPN, an app and browser extension that makes your device think it's in another country, allowing you to access websites, streaming services and discounts that might be blocked in the country
like
you're
lying.
in, meaning you can easily bring the internet from home with you wherever you choose to live. And it masks your IP address, keeping you safe from trackers and hackers, and works on an unlimited number of devices.
So we can still access BBC iPlayer even though we're in Wales?
Yes, Surfshark works in Wales as well as hundreds of other completely foreign countries. Click the link in the description, surfshark.com/mapmen, and use the code MAPMEN to get an extra 4 months for free. With Surfshark, there's nothing stopping you buying this beautiful property.
As long as I can watch Bargain Hunt, I'll live anywhere.
Congratulations, you're moving to Wales.
We're moving to Wales!
Go on, move to Wales, you dick.
What are we on about?
Y'all, Wales is right there. It's right next to England. It's not that far. I use NordVPN, but they are not a sponsor of this video. Nord, call me. You could be a sponsor. You could be. All right, what are we on about?
Magellan versus Drake.
Oh, yeah. Magellan's team had now crossed the Atlantic and reached Brazil just in time for Christmas. Now began the critical part of the journey, trying to find out if there was a way to get around this continent and out the other side. First time they thought they'd found a way, it turned out to be a river. And so did the next one. And so did the next one. And the next one. And the one after that too.
What?
Magellan ordered his crew to park up at Port St. Julian to wait until winter passed.
Wait,
Furious.
wait. I gotta look at. Show me on a map. They went to Brazil. Are there a lot of rivers along the coast of Brazil? Let's see. It's hard to tell. Oh yeah, there's a couple. There's one. Oh yeah, there's a port. Oh yeah, river. It must have been these rivers that they were finding. They're like, all right, let's turn right. Wow. Man. Oh, there's another one. There's another one. Wow. And what port did they finally get to?
And so did the next one. And the next one. And the one after that too. Magellan ordered his crew to park up at Port St. Julian to wait.
Port St. Julian. Where's that? Oh, wow. Way down there. Man. They didn't know they just had a little ways to go, but they didn't know that. Wow. What's this? Is that a picture of their ship? Might be. Wow. I didn't know all this, y'all. It's fascinating.
Wait until winter passed. Furious, cold, and bored, The crew now finally decided to do that mutiny they'd been thinking about for ages.
Oh no.
3 ships rebelled against Magellan
Sorry, Captain.
and sent him a letter demanding he stand down as captain. So Magellan sent a letter back saying,
Yeah, another letter to read. Dear Magellan, stand down as captain immediately. You just haven't done a very good job. We're very bored, cold, and hungry. We've come from far enough now, and we want to go back to Spain for some tapas. Also, if we're being honest, you're a bit Portuguese for us, and this arrangement was probably never going to work. Muchas sorry. You'll have to take your silly dream of rounding the Americas somewhere else, maybe Britain, where you could swap your castanets for some, I don't know, mortis dancing bells. Anyway, you should definitely give up, because we have 3 of the 5 ships, and you'd have to do something very sneaky and clever to gain the upper hand from here, which we don't think you're capable of, because we think you're really stupid. Yours rebelliously, all the mutineers. Wow. Well-written letter.
So Magellan sent a letter back saying, Dear captain of the rebellious ship, thank you for raising your concern. My messenger is now going to stab you. The terrified crew suddenly became loyal again. He rounded up the ringleaders and had one of them beheaded, leaving his remains dangling in a gibbet to warn anyone else of being naughty.
Oh crap! I guess that's what it takes. Shh.
One of them beheaded, leaving his remains dangling in a gibbet to warn anyone else of being naughty.
That's what you get, huh?
58 years later, Drake had also crossed the Atlantic and, like Magellan, also headed south towards the bottom of South America. And things were going badly again. One of the ships had to be scuttled because it was rotting.
Just get rid of it.
And the annoying Thomas Doughty was getting even more annoying.
Let's go back.
We're not going back.
I want more wine.
You've had enough wine.
I'm in charge.
You're not in charge. So, when Drake stopped off in, of all places, Port St. Julian, and saw Magellan's old gibbet still standing strong, he was inspired to take action.
Oh. What did it say? A traitor has been found in your company. How should he be executed? Candlestick in the library. Like Clue. Chop off his head. Tell a very boring anecdote.
I'm in charge. Ow, 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 ow.
Way to
Doing
go.
this was a risky move. Doughty was the personal secretary of the trip's chief sponsor, MP Christopher Hatton. So, hoping flattery might guard against vengeance, Drake changed the name of his ship from the Pelican to the Golden Hind, in honour of the deer on Hatton's coat of arms.
Wow.
When their winters thawed, both teams continued south, and South America seemed to
Wait,
go on
he
forever.
went to the boat? Is that the actual boat?
Ship from the Pelican to the Golden Hind, in honour
The Golden Hind. Is that out there now? The full-size seaworthy replica of Sir Francis Drake's Golden Hind is permanently moored at St. Mary Overy Dock on the south bank of the River Thames in London. Cool. Show me on a map. What do you know? There it is. The Golden Hind. Look, y'all. Satellite image of it right there. Y'all, Mark Cooper Jones was standing right there. That's pretty amazing that they built a replica of it. I wouldn't even know where to start. Okay, moving on.
of the deer on Hatton's coat of arms.
Brilliant, Drake.
When their winters thawed, both teams continued south, and South America seemed to go on forever. Magellan lost a ship by mistake when it was wrecked on a rock.
And Drake lost a ship on purpose when he had to take it apart to scavenge its parts for the rest of the fleet.
Wow.
Until finally they reached the dozens of islands scattered round the southern tip of Chile, where the solid continent gives way to a broken-up archipelago.
Yeah,
a
it
maze
does.
of islands.
Oh my
To increase
god.
his chances of finding a way through, Magellan split up his fleet. They spent weeks sailing around countless dead ends, getting so lost that one of them took the chance to turn around and go home without Magellan even noticing. Finally, on the 28th of November 1520, they found their way through a channel that took them through the islands.
Which to this day is called the Straits of Magellan.
Oh.
Magellan had
Finds these namesies. Wow. Show me on a map. Strait of Magellan. Chile. Wow. So they were just randomly sailing through all these islands. Man, look at that's what it looked like. Wow. Wow. That would be so frustrating, y'all. Can you imagine not knowing where you're going and you're in this desolate, oh, there's like nothing there. Wow. I may have turned around too, you know? Not a bad idea.
done something no European had ever...
The Straits of Magellan.
Magellan had done something no European had ever done before, sailed around the Americas and into a new ocean. And the waters were so calm, he called it the Mar Pacifico, the peaceful sea.
That's why it's called the
That's
Pacific.
why it's called the Pacific.
Drake, meanwhile, did not split up his fleet and passed through the straits in 2 weeks.
Well, it's pretty easy if it's decades later and you've captured a Portuguese navigator who had access to Magellan's maps.
But the ocean that greeted
Wait,
him
wait,
was
who was that? Who was that? What is this? Who is
When you've
this?
captured a Portuguese navigator who had access to Magellan's map.
Nuno da Silva. There are no known paintings of Nuno da Silva, the 16th century Portuguese navigator. So here's a photo of Nuno da Silva, the Swiss footballer. Wow, okay. He's 5'7".
But the ocean that greeted him was anything but peaceful. Drake hit another storm, which was even bigger than the first one, blowing him further and further south
not
until
again.
he became the first European to unintentionally discover the torrid Southern Ocean and another route past the Americas, which was later named Drake's Passage. The
Oh,
Marigold sank, and the Elizabeth was forced to return to land and carry out repairs, after which it limped back home to England. Failure is honourable. Drake and the crew of the Golden Hind were now on their
failure is honorable. Wait, let's look up Drake's Passage. Show me on a map. Drake's Passage. Oh, yes. That whole area, I guess, is it, right? Wow. Oh, man. There's a whale tail. Wow. Phew. Phew, man. Seems like a rough place to be, you know? No wonder they turned around again, right?
after which it limped back home to England. Failure is honourable. Drake and the crew of the Golden Hind were now on their own, and there's no doubt that Drake's trip was going worse than Magellan's.
So far, but the captain's fortunes were about to swap. Magellan mistakenly believed the world to be 27% smaller than it really was, which is why he only named it the Mar Pacifico and not the Oceano Pacifico.
He thought it was peaceful and small.
Yep.
Magellan was an idiot.
And so, assuming they wouldn't be there for long, Magellan liberally dished out
Apple.
rations,
Muchas gracias.
which was a huge mistake. The three ships
Wait. Inventory: rope, brown water, apple, crap biscuit, castanets, 371. They have 371 castanets. Cheese straws, 2 of them. Leather, 11, and 1 dragon's egg. Wow.
Magellan liberally dished out rations,
Muchas gracias.
which was a huge mistake. The three ships had, in fact, inadvertently undertaken the longest uninterrupted boat trip ever, during which time they ran out of food and water and 19 sailors died.
But 3 months later,
Well,
they reached
yeah.
Guam.
Finally.
From there, it was just a short 4-week hop
Finally.
to the Philippines.
They had now
4
finally
weeks.
achieved what they set out to do, reached Asia by going left. Magellan's weary crew, the ones that were still alive, were now just desperate to go home.
He's
the original
fine.
plan was to turn around and go home the way they came, but having crossed what they
What did I see in the background there? Oh, it was sails. I thought there was like a sign or something.
The original plan was to turn around and go home the way they came, but having crossed what they now knew was the absolutely massive Pacific Ocean, they did not fancy it a second time. And so, Magellan's voyage would have to make history once again by becoming the very first to complete the world's first circumnavigation, going back the same way they came.
They're not going back the same way they came. They're going on. They're going
No,
around.
as in they're going back, like they're facing the same
Yeah.
way.
Well,
As in
facing-
the same way that they left, they're going
so
back.
you're just saying they're going. They
As
keep
in,
going forward.
as in they keep going. Yes, but they're facing the same way.
Yeah, but you
and
wouldn't
they get
say
back.
going back the same way
No,
they
what
came.
I mean
would
is
you?
they're
It's a
coming back.
completely unhelpful way of phrasing it.
Fine.
Yeah.
If Magellan's scurvy-ridden men
Huh. They're going back the same way they came. That's technically right, but figuratively wrong. They're going back. Yeah, I don't know. That's confusing. Nice to see a little banter between them. Usually they're very scripted.
As in they keep going. Yes, but they're facing the same way.
Yeah, but you
and
wouldn't
they get
say
back.
going back the same way
No,
they
what
came.
I mean
would
is
you?
so
It's
they're
a
coming back.
completely unhelpful way of phrasing it.
Fine.
Yeah.
If Magellan's scurvy-ridden men were to ever stand a chance of making it home to tell the tale, they badly needed help from whoever lived on the island. It was now time for the enslaved translator Enrique to come in handy.
Mayong pagabot malalakaw. Ako ang
Welcome, traveler. I am the king of Cebu. Your weapons impress me. You help me in a battle, and we'll give you some food in return.
Weapons. Oh. The king of Cebu requests aid in battle. What say you? Yes, together we shall burn the heathens. I think I'm busy then, sorry. Charm. Perhaps we can cooperate in another way. Where is Cebu? Y'all have never heard of Cebu. Oh, it's in the Philippines. Okay. Cebu. What does he do?
Unluckily,
He said
the battle
yes.
didn't go to plan, and after surviving months of constant peril at sea, Magellan was killed on land by a poisoned arrow.
Captain Magellan, you are about to die.
Yes.
What is your dying wish?
You lay on your deathbed in the final moments of your life. What is your last request? Perform my last rites. One last pastel de nata for old time's sake. Release Enrique from his enslavement. Do that. What's pastel de nata? I gotta look that up, y'all. Oh, that's the little snack he was holding in the beginning, and he threw it away and picked up the castanets. Okay. It's a traditional Portuguese egg custard tart with a flaky, buttery puff pastry crust and a rich, creamy caramelized custard filling, often dusted with cinnamon and powdered sugar. Probably cloves, right? Probably cloves. Okay. What does he do?
I wish to free you, Enrique. Okay. Enrique enjoyed about 12 minutes of freedom before the new captain revoked it again and sent him to do some more important translating.
You can't do that.
Furious Enrique did some sneaky mistranslating instead.
Ang kakung bagong pangulo niya tambagan ninyo kami. Payan ang kuluhan uk unong katawo.
The new captain shuffled away.
My new captain wants you to ambush us and kill 26 men, including him.
The new captain shuffled away with just 104 injured men, which was only enough to crew 2 of the 3 remaining ships.
Thanks for the boat.
How's that for disastrous?
Quite.
And how's Drake doing?
Better. For the first time on their journeys, Drake took a different route to Magellan, heading north up the coast of South America,
That's
where
smart.
he ran into dozens of Spanish transport ships carrying gold back to Spain. He went into full state-sanctioned pirate mode, easily overcoming ship after ship with the help of his fine English cannon.
Cannons?
Overruled, both are correct. Mission firmly...
Cannon. Oh, is the plural of cannon cannon? Many cannon. Oh, maybe so. Wow. So Drake had cannon, but these Spanish ships didn't. And he took the gold. I think it was smart staying close to land, right? Because you could get off and, eat a bird or something. I don't know.
He went into full state-sanctioned pirate mode, easily overcoming ship after ship with the help of his fine English cannon.
Cannons?
Overruled, both are correct. Mission firmly accomplished, it was time for Drake to sail home. The only question was, how? All of his options were terrible. 1, return the same way he'd come and face the Spanish warships who were now looking for him. 2, head across the Pacific, following Magellan again. Or 3, find a completely untested route over the top of America.
Oh, he chose the Northwest Passage.
Drake went for 3 and sailed north, becoming the first Brit to visit California. Well, that was expensive. But
wow.
as he reached the chilly coast of
That was
Canada,
expensive.
he literally got cold
It
feet and
still
went for
is.
option 2 instead. Like Magellan, Drake was now also consigned to a trip all the way round the world, whether he wanted it or not. He made the Pacific crossing in a grueling 68 days before his emaciated crew also arrived in the Philippines.
What does emaciated mean?
They looked like you. After which, he found his way to the spice-rich
Damn.
islands of the Moluccas.
Which was exactly where Magellan ended up, after their own far more eventful stay in the Philippines.
Magellan's dead.
It's still his...
Wow. They ended up in the same place. Moluccas. Show me on the map. Ah, yes. Yeah, sure. Oh my God, look at that. Beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, yeah, baby. Nice. Okay. Welcome to the Spice Islands.
Magellan's dead.
It's still his voyage.
Fair enough. Both crews stocked up on Europe's favourite dried, unopened flower buds. Cloves.
But the thing about cloves that perhaps you don't think about because you never normally see more than about 8 in one go is that lots of cloves are really heavy. Both ships struggled under all the weight. One of Magellan's 2 remaining ships immediately broke.
Oh dear. And Drake's
What?
one remaining ship was so heavy it ran aground on a rock. The Golden Hind wouldn't budge. So, to lighten the load, the crew threw cannons, munitions and clothes overboard.
Clothes or cloves?
Both. And then a gust of wind came along and helpfully set the Golden Hind on its way.
Both exhausted crews, having been reduced to a single battered ship each, were now ready for the final leg back home to Europe.
Wow.
And they're off! Both fleets head across the Indian Ocean. It takes Drake 2 months to get from Java to Africa.
But the weather's worse for Magellan, who takes 5 months as more crew die of starvation.
The Golden Hind rounds the Cape of Good Hope in desperate need of repairs.
Magellan's starving crew are forced to make a very risky stop in the Portuguese-owned Cape Verde Islands.
Drake has to refuel on the dangerously unknown coast of Sierra Leone.
13 of Magellan's men are imprisoned by the Portuguese. They only have 18 crew left.
All Drake's sailors have got head lice.
Magellan's crew all stink.
Drake's sleep apnea is flaring up.
But on the 6th of September, 1522...
Drake's sleep apnea is flaring up, y'all. They didn't know what sleep apnea was back then. I don't think.
Magellan's crew all stink.
Drake's sleep apnea is flaring up.
But on the 6th of September, 1522...
On the 26th of September 1580, they make it home. So, it's time to
Wow.
tally up the results and see whose trip went worse.
Yep. Okay. Right. Ah. No. Oh dear. I see.
Whoa. Game over. Okay. Miles traveled, Magellan, 37,560. Drake, 36,001. Days at okay, so Magellan had it worse there. Days at sea, Magellan 1,081. Drake 1,045, so Magellan wins there. Days delayed, Magellan 107. Drake 87, so Magellan wins there. What did that say? Mutinies? Mutinies, that's an M. Well, each one mutiny. Ships lost, they both lost 4. Men lost, Magellan lost 222, Drake lost 108. Men lost percentage, Magellan 92.5, Drake 65.9. I think Magellan. Did he die? Yes. Drake, no. I mean, yeah, I think Magellan wins for worst. Because, he died, right? But technically he didn't do it. He didn't complete it. But that's also a bad thing. So Magellan should win worst, I think.
The clear winner of most heroically disastrous voyage and the deserving recipient of the Paté Trophy is Ferdinand Magellan.
Yay!
Perhaps it's not important whose journey went worse. What's way more interesting is who managed it first? Who was the first human being to do a journey all the way around the planet?
Magellan. His voyage was 58 years before Drake.
He was dead.
Magellan died halfway around the voyage.
Oh yeah, forgot. Well, his ship made it back, so this trophy goes to whoever jumped off the ship first.
Unless you know exactly who that was, you cannot award this trophy to anyone on that voyage.
Oh yes, I can. Remember Enrique?
Magellan's translator. He stayed behind in the Spice Island.
Exactly. Historians believe that Enrique originally came from either Indonesia or the Philippines.
He would have first arrived in Spain from the east.
So, assuming he was back in his homeland when he left the ship, or if he was very nearby, depending on your definition of circumnavigation, there's a very good chance
when he got
this
to the
unknown
Philippines,
slave was in fact the first human being to complete a full journey around the planet.
Wow. Wow.
So tell that to your old history teacher.
All right. Hello, can I speak to Mr. Swan, please? Yeah. Okay. Sure, yeah. Okay, thanks.
Well,
He died in 2006.
Oh, wow. What's all this at the end? Hang on, y'all. Y'all, this was another great Map Men video. Well done, guys. Congratulations to Enrique. Map Men Magazine, issue number 2. Oh, look at this, look at this. Didn't make the cut. Magellan actually had a long-standing feud with the King of Portugal. Years of military campaigns in Asia and Africa had left Magellan with a lifelong limp, and he had hoped to retire and receive an increased pension from King Manuel I. The first. Manuel, a distrustful and tight-fisted ruler, said no. Magellan thought he could mend their relationship with the offer of sailing west, but King Manuel laughed him out of the room, which proved the final straw. So that's why Magellan went to Spain. Each circumnavigation tale is full of incredible stories that we didn't have time to cover. For example, the 8 sailors from Drake's voyage who were separated from the fleet during the Pacific storms, one of whom, Peter Carter, showed up in England 9 years later. He had supposedly built a raft of driftwood, which he had then sailed all the way across the Atlantic with his 7 companions, succumbing to starvation, poisoning, and or murder by local people. He was awarded £11 for his struggles. Damn. Further rating the world encompassed by Sir Francis Drake, Around the World, Daft Punk. Cool. Notices our best-selling book about maps is now available in lighter and cheaper paperback. It's also available in heavier, more expensive hardback if you prefer. Follow the link in the description to buy a copy. What, this? Many viewers noticed that the TV show Pluribus covered the same topic as our last episode on the Darien Gap. Oh yeah, released around the same time. Mark is offended at suggestions. This is why I wrote the episode, as if he hadn't already heard of the Darien Gap. Jay appreciates the recommendation. Mark, don't be offended. That would be smart to make a video about that, I think. Guess the animal. Various accounts of each voyage contain some of the earliest descriptions of flora and fauna of the Western Hemisphere. What is this creature? A certain kind of fowl, the meat of which is not much unlike that of a fat English goose, that have no wings, but only short pinions, being of a black color mixed with white spots on their bellies and round their necks. They walk so upright that they seem afar like little children. What's that creature? They have no wings. Oh, an ostrich? An emu? Little children, though, that would be small. I don't know. Something like that, I guess. I don't know. Map of the month. Extract from PubTube map of reading. Hobgoblin. Nag's Head. Pavlov's Dog. The Horn. Sun Inn. Allied Arms. Purple Turtle. Slug and Lettuce. Haha Bar. Cafe Rouge. George Hotel. The Copa. Ivory Lounge. Old Orleans. It's from the PubTube. Sign up to their Patreon. Corrections. Mark spells after all as one word and needs to learn. Unsolicited photo sent in by Barb. Oh, it's a photo of a map. Once Upon a Whistle. Chapter 2. Whistle, as he came to be known and eventually insisted upon correcting even the most stubborn of uncles, did not at first realize that this small anatomical irregularity would come to define not just his name, but his life. For a time it was merely a curiosity, a trick to amuse himself during quiet moments, a private instrument that required no polishing, tuning, or permission. He would inhale sharply during long car journeys or in the bits when the audience do the clapping on question time and the G-sharp would faithfully arrive. In short, Whistle himself was initially unaware he possessed any kind of gift at all. To be continued. Coordinates of the month. Minus 43, 286, 108 south. 133. Can I type those in? Hang on. 286, 108, 133, 37, 463 west. Google Maps can't find it. Did I type it in right? 286, 108, 286, 108, 133, 37, 463 west. Well, damn. I can't find it. Color of the month. Patreon member of the month. Tanuch D. Thanks for everything, Tanuch D. They got a lot of Patreon supporters. Good for them. Hey, great video. Of course it is. Y'all be sure to pick up JJLA Reacts Crest mug. I'd like to thank my patrons. I'd like to thank my Buy Me a Coffee folks. Thank y'all for watching this with me, and I'll see y'all next time.